Hello, beautiful viewers. Dom, the author of the cosmos, prepared to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another riveting, cat-fitting, stellar unboxing video is about to be brought to fruition. What items will I be unboxing? What items will I be opening? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to elicit the packaging. What items are encompassed inside this bulky, hefty, tangible box? Let's find out. I'm going to demystify that answer to that inquiry. Bear with me. It will only take me billions of picoseconds to extract the items from the box. I'm going to render the contents of the box transparent. So bear with me for billions of picoseconds as this process is underway. Alrighty. Let's ravage the box. I need to penetrate through the box and render an aperture in the box. Once I have rendered an aperture in the box, I can subsequently expand upon it and then extract the action figures from the box. The master plan has been revealed. I need to unbox these action figures gingerly. I do not want to compromise the integrity of these figurines. They're fragile. They're feeble. They can easily become decimated if you neglect to treat them with care. So handle your action figures gingerly. Do not be aggressive with them. This is going to be more cumbersome than I predicted. I thought that it would be a cinch. However, I am sadly mistaken. There we go. I've rendered an aperture in the box. Now I just need to expand it. Alrighty, at the get-go, we have airbags, which have a pragmatic use. What is their pragmatic use, you may ask? They safeguard items amid the transportation process. Next we have package and popcorn, also utilized to protect items. Alrighty. Off the get-go, we have a Warg. This action figure scales eminently with a 6-inch action figure line. His tail can rotate. His claws can be ascended or descended at your own discretion. Sharku can mount him. His jaws and clenched together. This is quite a novel figurine. He comes with a saddle that's attached to his back, cannot be removed unless you're willing to take a blade and slice it off. Here he is. He's a lovely figurine. He's menacing, intimidating. Is he sadistic and malicious? Who knows? Wargs are not the friendliest of creatures. They befriend the allies of Sauron. Next we have a cave troll. I am making an earnest effort to get him out. Come on out. There we go. He's wielding a chain around his neck. He can be noosed. This is not a bad figurine. Well, he has voice commands. You can pull these levers on his back in order to articulate his arms. He's an interactive figurine. His face is comprised of rubber. This is disappointing. You can see his inner flesh. I'm not sure why they utilized rubber to coat the face with. It should have been comprised of plastic and not rubber. They need to minimize their expenses somehow. It's typically always at the direct expense of the consumer. You buy this figurine expecting him to not have a wrinkled face, and then you're left with a face that can tear and rip away because it's not fully comprised of plastic. It has a rubber overlay, so that's disappointing. Other than that, I love his textures, I love his deco, I love his hues, I love his shadings. He's a high quality figurine. His rubber face is just egregious, in my opinion, because it's susceptible to wear and tear. A plastic face has better integrity. A plastic face does not always look shoddy. Beneath the rubber is his flesh. This is quite unusual. Toy Biz filed for bankruptcy. When you implement decisions of this caliber, you can expect to agitate your consumer base. If they wanted to charge slightly more for a fully plastic face, then they should have done so. Okay, so that's a cave troll. What else do we have? Moving on. Hopefully you guys can see the box. Hopefully it's within your line of sight. Alrighty. We have his mace. It's not a bad weapon, other than the fact that it just became severed. He also wields a halberd. Is this a halberd or a spear? I'm unsure. That's an enigma. I just want to verify something real briefly. Bear with me. Alright, so a halberd is a combination of a spear and a battle axe. This looks more like a spear. There's no axe blade at the end. But maybe it's a halberd, who knows. This is a lot of Lord of the Rings orc action figures. The lot as an aggregate is comprised of the forces of evil, or the allies of Sauron. These are evil characters from the Lord of the Rings movies. We have Sharku. His legs are comprised of rubber. This is disappointing. It's luckily so he can mount the Warg with ease. He's a Warg rider. His battle against Aragon culminated in Aragon taking a little tumble off the cliff. He made his cameo appearance in The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. He's a playable character in The Lord of the Rings: The Battle for Middle-earth 2. Not a bad figurine. He lacks figure joint articulation, although it should not be expected with Lord of the Rings action figures. He can ascend his arm and descend his arm at a push of a button. He seems to lack armor. He needs to be nimble though when he charges into the fray battle. He needs to be swift. Next we have the notorious Moria Orc figurine, followed by another sadistic Moria Orc. In conjunction with those two aforementioned figurines, we seem to have two more Moria Orc figurines. So now I have a total of 5 Moria Orc figurines. The 5th one is being flaunted on my shelf. This lot was comprised of 4 Moria Orcs, 1 Warg, an Orc Rider, and a Cave Troll. Here are the 4 Moria Orcs. They failed in their endeavor to bludgeon the Fellowship. They come with shields that you can equip at your discretion. I'm not sure if they come as blades. They may not. I purchased these figurines used via eBay. Am I content about this purchase and decision? Am I gratified? Or am I agitated? I'm content with this purchase and decision. I love these figurines. They're not flawless by any means. These figurines lack articulation in their knee joints. Their legs are practically pre-posed. They have very little articulation, but they do have stellar aesthetics. I'm going to flaunt this figurine in front of the camera. You can see that he's wielding armor. He looks akin to a Moria Orc. His appearance emulates a Moria Orc. He's by no means an abysmal action figure. Is he the embodiment of resounding perfection? Is he the epitome of perfection? No, but he does not need to be. His appearance emulates an orc, and he has basic articulation. Is sufficient by my standards. Yours may be a little bit higher than mine. You may collect action figures produced by Namco Bandai and expect them to have articulation in nearly all their joints. But for me, this figurine has merit. I'm an avid, devout Lord of the Rings fan. I love being engrossed in the Lord of the Rings universe. I love when my mind is entrenched in the Lord of the Rings universe. You can harness the divine capabilities of these characters when you partake in playing The Lord of the Rings: The Battle for Middle-earth 2. You can control vast armies of Moria Orcs that you could send into the fray of battle. I love these 4 orc figurines. It's too bad that Toy Biz is now defunct. It's too bad that they filed for bankruptcy. It's too bad that these figurines will likely never resurface. I hope that I can amplify my prodigious action figure collection and add some more Mario orcs to it when I get the opportunity. I love the cave troll, even though his face is comprised of rubber. And I love Sharku, as well as Warg, despite the fact that his legs are comprised of rubber. These action figures could have been refined, but they are sufficient for under $10 per figurine. I can't complain. The cave troll retailed for more, but I was able to obtain them via eBay at a discounted price, so I'm gratified with this purchasing decision. Was I reluctant to purchase these figurines? No, I was eager to buy them, and I am satisfied with these figurines. I just hope that more Lord of the Rings action figures can be produced in the pending years. If new Lord of the Rings movies are brought to fruition, or spin-off movies are released, then hopefully we'll see Lord of the Rings action figures re-emerge in the retail stores, but I doubt that they'll be placed on new store shelves at the retail stores anytime soon. For now, you'll just have to concede to the prices on the secondhand market if you want to obtain them. These were purchased in the early 2000s. Technologies have advanced since then, so hopefully modern day Lord of the Rings action figures will have more points of articulation than the retro Lord of the Rings action figures. These figurines are likely over a decade old. Despite their age, they've aged gracefully. They are not marred with scratches. They're in decent condition. Their integrity has not been compromised. These are extraordinary figurines. If you stumble upon them, you may want to pick them up. I recommend picking them up. But if you are not fond of the Lord of the Rings series, if you would prefer to purchase video games as opposed to action figures, then by all means purchase what appeases you. Do not buy action figures just because I like them. I mean, if you're content creators and friends, well, actually I retract my previous statement. Let me just revamp it one final time. If you're friends and content creators that do interact with purchase action figures, it does not mean that you should necessarily buy action figures. These action figures are not meant to be purchased by everyone. They're meant to appease action figure collectors and Lord of the Rings fans. So just because you see them advertised and flaunted on the camera and listed on eBay does not mean that you should succumb to the hype and share the experience with others if you genuinely do not want to purchase these action figures. In other words, do not succumb to the trends. Buy what you desire. Don't buy because of peer pressure. Do not concede to peer pressure. Do not give in. Do not yield. Be unwavering. So if you like them, buy them. If not, forgo the opportunity to buy them. I love their scales on the back of their armor. I love their seam lines. I love their skin textures. I just love everything about these figurines. They are intriguing. I love their sculpts. Toy Biz churns out high quality figurines. They may not be perfect, but that does not correlate with them not having merit. So I guess I'm just gonna flaunt these figurines on my shelf and relish them. Hopefully I'll be able to retain them for the rest of my life. I wonder if this figurine's ear got torn off, or if it came like that when it was brand new. Who knows? That is an enigma. Regardless, I hope that you found this video to be enthralling and insightful. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.